Hello everybody, it's Marcy, and I'm here with another experiment. In my last experiment, I put fabric on freezer paper and then sent it through my printer to print, and I loved the way that came out. This time, I saw in one or two videos, and I cannot remember by whom, so I apologize. But I saw using, again, freezer paper to attach your napkin to. And once it's attached, I've got my freezer paper here, you attach it to the coated side, and once it's done, you've got just a paper side on the back. And I'm sure most of us have seen the ones using the cling wrap and stuff, and I've used that method before. If the freezer paper works, I can see it being a little easier to use than the cling wrap, just because cling wrap is hard to straighten out. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling the layers off my napkin. I've got the first layer off. This one I'm sure has 3 layers. If I can get it. And I'm just using basically half of the full napkin for this one because it repeats, the pattern repeats on the other side. On the other side, you've got the bird bath on this side with all the flowers and the word on this side, but it does repeat. So I didn't see the need for this video to do the entire thing. So I've got the layers taken off of my napkin. And then as I understand it, you just take a piece of freezer paper, put your napkin on there. The only thing I don't like about freezer paper is that it rolls. And again, I'm going to use parchment paper on top of on top, just to keep my iron from sticking. And I'm not worried. I want to be sure the entire napkin is on the freezer paper, but I'm not worried at this point about getting it perfectly straight or anything. I will go back afterwards and straighten it up. Okay, so now, according to what I've seen, it should be just as simple as this. It's not sticking on that corner. Better be sure I get my edges and corners really well. Okay, let's see what we've got in it. Now it seems to be stuck down. Okay, and that does seem to work. So just like with the cling wrap, you get this really nice, I love the feel. Dear Julie describes it as sort of a linen feel, which it does have. So now what I'm going to do is, first of all, unplug my iron. And I'm going to move that away. Pull out my paper trimmer and oh, it's a little long for my paper trimmer. Sorry, I'm concentrating because this is a hair shade long for my paper trimmer. Actually, don't know that that edge is straight. Okay, that edge is straight now. This was the edge I cut. I think I'm going to have to do that with just my scissors. I try to use my cutting board as much as humanly possible because I am the world's worst straight cutter, but my two edges are my two side edges should be straight now. So what if I do this? More than one way to get something done. I'm just slow at thinking about what those alternative ways are. Okay. So I could probably still use a little trimming, or you could distress around the edge a bit. But there it is. That works. And it seams down. And then, like I said, on the back side, what you have is just paper that can be written on. Here's a sheet of freezer paper. This is actually a sheet left over from when I did the printing. And so I turned it over to see, could you write on it, and can you distress on it, and so on and so forth. And yes, indeed you can. So because it's not coated, so it takes the inks just fine. And there you've got what would be a beautiful journal page. I mean, you could use it however you wanted to. And I do think, for me at least, that is much easier than trying to mess with the cling wrap and getting it squared away and straightened out well enough to use. Plus, for me, the cling wrap gives off a burning plasticky smell. Not real strong, but a little bit, where I'm not getting this off of the freezer paper, and I don't know if it's because there's less of it because it's just a coating. But anyway, I consider that a great success, and I may be using that more because, I mean, you can do, it's just napkin on a piece of paper and no, no muss, no fuss, no fiddling around. And then you could, like I said, a journal page, you could turn it into a pocket if you wanted to. You can use it just like any other piece of paper. So in essence, you've got a sort of like a digital printable, but with napkin, and use it however you wish. And I could have done the entire napkin and then have the whole thing to work with and cut apart and use however you want. So I'm going to consider that a great success. I really like that. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to share that. I wish I could remember from whom what channel I saw that on. It's been several weeks. I don't know that I'd be able to find it again, but I'm sure if you search YouTube videos, you could find it. Just freezer paper, napkin on freezer paper, and there you go. So that's it for now. A quick experiment. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.